Hi. In The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, when we meet the ruler of the universe, he explains that he feels the past is just a fiction that he uses to justify the current state of his existence. I've been advised that talking about my past will give me some credibility, that will provide some context for why I'm sitting here talking to you about my past. But my journey is relevant to why I'm on YouTube and why I bothered to do this. And I hope that this will help some of you. I hope that there'll be some people that will find this helpful. Like many of us, I've experienced a great deal of disappointment, loss, and tragedy in my life. Through meditation, I've learned to navigate these stormy waters in a much better way. And I'm no longer at the mercy of my emotions. The feelings are still there, but I'm able to feel them. I'm able to go through them and experience them and deal with them calmly. And when happiness comes, and right now my life is very sweet, I know that it could only be temporary, that something could come up tomorrow, and that makes it all the sweeter. In my 30s, I was in a state of suicidal depression. I certainly don't want to go through the full melodrama of my life and subject you to that, but I somehow got through it, and I managed to rebuild my life and be successful in a worldly sense. I had money, I had property, I had a family, I had success in my profession. And then it all started to crumble. My wife was diagnosed with late-stage cancer. And I let go of my career to spend time with her. I took my eyes off the ball, and in the 6 years that she was sick, I managed to pretty much lose everything. And finally, I lost her. But I have no regrets. I could make excuses for why this happened. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that I was present. I saw everything happening, and what was important to me was the time that I was spending with her. And I knew that somehow I would survive. And had I not been practicing meditation, I would not have been able to be present with her all of that time. And as we had less money, I had less help, and I had to become her caregiver. Finally, I had a hospice worker come a few hours a day, but it was mostly just she and I for 24 hours a day. And I had some friends, good friends, that came and helped a bit, but mostly it was just the two of us. And it was ultimately beautiful that I was able to be there, that I was able to be present with her, fully present. This situation, the most difficult of my life, taught me to be fully present in the moment and not blame, no fear about the future. Just be present, be with her as much as I could be in whatever time we had left together. And there I learned about the sweetness of intimacy and being completely, leaving yourself completely open to your emotions. It's when we resist, when we can't deal with things, when we tell ourselves we can't deal with things, when we try to distract ourselves, then we're holding on to these things, and they don't leave us. They get stuck in our body. all of the repression, all of the repressed emotions, all of the wanting to be somewhere other than where we are, all of the suffering that comes along with that. In the moment with her, there was no suffering because of the presence. So suffering comes from not wanting to be where you are, not wanting whatever's happening to be happening. But it's important to be where you are, to be where you are when you're there. And then there is no suffering because you're there. It got to be where there wasn't a me doing for my wife. There wasn't a me there. There was only the doing. There was only the presence of the two of us there. It became a state of non-duality in a very real sense. I mean, it would come and go. It did not create enlightenment, but it gave me an opportunity to see that only in the presence of loss can we see the beauty of our existence. Only in the frailty. And here I am, after losing my wife, selling all my possessions, selling my house for under the market value because of the real estate bust of the I don't know. By the time I did it in 2010 or 11, the value of the house wasn't even back yet. I lost money on the house. I had no money. I live on Social Security. Now I live in Bali. I've spent the last 11 years in Asia. I've been here for 7 years. And I'm happy, but I know that this happiness is fleeting. I know that this could change. There could be an earthquake, there could be a war, there could be something that would happen that would make it go away. But today, everything is fine. I realized that I didn't need a lot of things that the culture is trying to tell us that we need. You know, the advertising tells us that we need these things in order to be happy. Those things don't make us happy. It's the calm in the eye of the storm. It's the finding your feelings and not running away from them and not talking about them, because then we're giving them to someone else, or we're just running tapes in our head. But to actually feel those feelings and let them play in us and not resist them, and then we can be free of them. We can be liberated. Walking away from my house, getting rid of my house, getting rid of my possessions, I felt free, and I was able to see the road in front of me in a way that I couldn't before, because I no longer had any expectations about where I was going and what I was doing. I was able to see things as they came up and take opportunities as they came and know what my limitations were. I only had so much money. I'm living on Social Security. I'm traveling in Asia. I ended up here. I landed very well. I have a wonderful life here. I have a wonderful partner. I have a great house. I support us. But my wife came with the house. And we have a good time. And I've devoted my life to practice. And the possibility that I might be able to help you navigate the troubled waters of your life and navigate the pain in your body. And that's why I'm doing this. So this is my first attempt at making a personal video. And I hope it works for you. And I hope that you're able to take something from me putting my experience out there. This hasn't been particularly easy for me, but life is great. We have to grab it. But we really have to grab it and not be looking around to see what else there is to grab. We have to take what we have and find what there is in it, find the essence of our experience, in the moment. When we practice yoga, when we practice qigong, or whatever we practice, it's the same. Everything we experience is our life, and when we meditate, we experience our life as it is.